One of my team members is not here right now. Should we start or wait for 2 minutes? He's joining us.
Okay, if he is joining, we can wait for 2 minutes, like ask him to join at the earliest he can.
Hi everyone, good evening. This is Santoshi and I'm going to be the host and moderator for the GD session today. So as it's already been shared, there are two groups consisting of four teams. First group will be Rohit's and Prateek's group, and the second group will be Tushar and Karthik's group. So if Rohit and Prateek are ready with the topics, we can start. And Rohit and Pratik, your topic is UPI ready to go global?
Yes, we can start. Good evening, everyone. I am Pratik from Team Infinity. So, is UPI ready to go global? So, I think it's a very interesting topic uh, because currently, if we see, India has certain dominance in this market field with over 46.1% share according to ACHI worldwide report. Moreover, India has tie-ups with various other nations, for example, be it Singapore, UAE, Bhutan, and Nepal. So, and in March 2024 alone, India crossed 18.4 lakh crore worth of transactions. Well, there can be little bit of hiccups in between. For example, there have been recently three server down failure had happened. But considering the fact that India is absolutely ready to global, I'd like to open this to other group members to discuss on this.
Yeah, so hello, myself Arnav Agarwal from Team Ignite Crew. So I will speak in the favor of UPI going global. So one of the major issues that people have that can UPI handle a large scale, but UPI handles over 10 billion transactions monthly in India, proving it can operate at a large scale worldwide as well. UPI works across banks, apps, wallets, offering a flexible model that could integrate with also with other country systems, and it is also nearly free for users, which includes advanced security features like two-factor authentication, which really strengthens the point that UPI can go global.
Uh, myself Vaibhav, and I'm from Ignite Group. So, in my opinion, UPI's infrastructure is not yet ready to be launched for global in the global platform because uh, till now we face issues like there are server issues for banks like SBI because we have seen many a times that when we make payments the servers are down. Plus the transaction limits are there in UPI that you can't do a transaction above 50,000 to 1 lakh in one day, and many more infrastructure issues are there. So in my opinion, till those infrastructure issues are not completely fixed, and it's good for every and each transaction that could be made, and other things that are the issues faced by UPI are not fixed. It shouldn't be launched globally because first of all we should acclimatize to the UPI system that is being here, because still now the small vendors don't have UPI, and plus it's also dependent on internet also. So many a times there is not good internet connectivity all over the India right now. So the places where internet connectivity is not good, UPI can be a demerit there. So first of all, we should focus on the fixing the infrastructure for UPI. Then we can think to launch it globally.
Hi
Hello,
everyone. Yeah,
my name is
I am.
Raghav Khandelwal. I am from Team Infinity, and as my friends say, Vaibhav, that it is an infrastructure. So I'm not agree with Vaibhav that we are very lag in it. As we see, we are in very initial stages of UPI. It is not a product or technology of 50, 60 years back. We are in a very initial stages. We treat it like as a infrastructure. Yes, there are some problems, but we are working on it. And if the question is there that we are ready or not to go global, I think we are ready as our government, our economy uh, uh, present it as a soft power. Uh, we are moving towards as a digital diplomacy, showing how India can lead in financial innovation. So I think we should give some time to the innovation, to the banks, as we are handling 10 billion transactions. It is not a joke to handle 10 billion transactions. So I think with the time we can improve.
Good evening,
Hello,
guys.
everyone.
Adding on to the Raghav's point, with UPI, people rely less on cash and more on digital payments, so which increases the transparency and reduces the black money also.
Okay. So hello everyone. My name is Isha and I'm from Team Ignite Group. So I agree with Raghav and Arnav points and slightly disagree with Vaibhav points, as they have already mentioned that the UPI is doing a transaction of 10 billion per month, which is quite huge. And we should also put some reflection on the point that it has the user base of 300 million users, which is actually a quite rapid adoption compared to every other technology. As we have already seen that it has increased the tourism also, the NRIs and are able to make better payment instantly, and because of it's being easier to make payment through UPI. And we have also seen, it was in the news that one of the prime minister of some country came to our country, and they were just buying the fruits, and they were shocked to see that the Indian vendors, the normal Indian food vendors, they were using UPI to have for the transaction. So uh, I guess India infrastructure is in the initial phase, as Raghav mentioned, but we can work on it, and we can improve those points and make it ready for the global market.
And it's not only about the local vendors. If we see that global icons like France, Mauritius, UAE, or Singapore are already partnered with us, it is clear that UPI is just not ready to go global. It is marking its step in worldwide. So yeah.
Yeah, but Raghav,
One
the UPI is free in India only. How will it remain sustainable in international market? Like if we go internet global, there are some charges for the every currency. So it will disadvantage to the globally.
See, I think it will be treated as like bank transactions. If we saw in America, there is their country's app also like Fed payments, uh, but it is limited to certain regions or transactions only. What we do is that we also provide person to person transactions, whether they provide only business to business transactions. So what we can do is by aiming larger the audience, we can go for larger audience rather than for the big profits. So yeah.
You are saying like if UPI goes global, it will reach to the larger audience. Like in the last month only, UPI shutdowns twice, and if it happens in globally,
Yeah,
UPI shutdowns at regular. Uh, let
I
me
agree
finish.
with you. It needs lot of work to do. Currently, we are not ready to launch worldwide, but we can take some baby steps, and by the time we can learn from our mistakes, and we can do improvement in. Yeah.
If we go global, it also has increased the cyber attack and data breaches.
So, hi all, Ronak here. I am from Team Infinity. So, I would like to add that we should not look into the just empty part of the glass. So, currently, as one of our colleagues was discussing about the security part, so government is more focused on these fintech and these technologies. So, they are investing more in the blockchains just for security. Though there are some challenges like the currency conversion issues. So if we are partnering with the uh, other nations, so there should be a mechanism. So likewise, there are other many challenges, but I believe that we can overcome those challenges, and this UPI will work in the global setup, I guess. So that's my take on that.
And moreover, if
Yeah.
UPI goes global, the remittance cost that happens between the nations, it can also drastically reduce from 5 to 6% to around 1 to 2% if it is necessary through thoughtful and collaboration with other nations.
One thing which I wanted to add on this discussion is that UPI going global is not just our group discussion topic, but it is on the agenda of the government as well, as the Indian government is actively signing MOUs with countries like Nepal, Sri Lanka, UAE, France to promote UPI. So it is in the minds of our government as well to promote UPI globally.
Hello, I am Aryan from Team Ignite crew, and so there is one more major challenge for UPI while going global, which is the strong competition from existing payment systems. So in many countries, like people are already using apps like PayPal, Apple Pay, and Google Pay, and there are many other digital local wallets. So these platforms are very well established and trusted and widely accepted. So, for example, in the US, Apple Pay and Google Pay are commonly used, and in China, there is Alipay and WeChat Pay, which dominate over there. And so, also, these companies have a strong partnership with local banks and retailers and even governments. So, just being a successful platform in India won't be enough. UPI will have to work hard to stand out in a crowd, to stand out and to be able to compete in a competitive global market.
Okay, Aryan, you are saying about PayPal. So mainly PayPal is primarily focused on developing economies. So the one advantage that UPI has is that UPI can focus on emerging market with a large unbanked or underbanked population by offering its services that are more affordable and easier to access. In this case, it will be easier for people to adapt to the changes and use the UPI services effectively. And in terms of languages and features, we can integrate it with local systems, making it more attractive to consumers who are used to specific payment methods.
Adding to Prayas' point, UPI also works as same as a bank in most of the cases, like person-to-person payments, business-to-business transactions, and even as an emergency disbursement. We can take some loans also, like Paytm and Google Pay, which distributes. So yes.
Hi, I am Prashant from Team Ignite Crew. So, adding to Aryan's point, if we think of UPI going globally, there are some challenges like financial regulations from every country have different financial regulations. Their laws, their production laws, they have different production laws. And talking about India, UPI is in INR and every different country has different currency. So there will be currency conversion issue in if we think of going globally of UPI.
So, okay, guys, it's time's up now then. So each team member can conclude their thoughts even in 2 minutes.
Okay, thank you everyone for sharing your insightful points. To conclude, we can surely say that UPI has the journey of global journey of UPI has already begun, but we should also consider the regulatory compliances and the forex management, be it data security or breach, or any other national laws and compliances. Although UPI is technologically and strategically ready, but it is more dependent on the careful collaboration with international regulators and other nations.
At last, I want to say that UPI is already start to leave its marks, and today the need of the hour is we need to focus more on some security parts and some mm, future pathway so we can execute it properly. Thank you.
So, to, yeah,
So
to
one more thing I want to add that UPI send money in a second, so with no extra fee. So I think it is easier to use even for those who are new to take. So if it works for in India, so I think it can work in other nation too. So yeah.
Okay, so I'll carry on the conclusion part. So to conclude, UPI has shown remarkable success in India, and there is a great potential to go global, which is due to its low cost and real-time payment system. However, as mentioned by Pratik, there are regulatory challenges, and I have also mentioned that there are strong global competitors. So we will have to need to build a trust in new markets. And according to me, with the right partnership and focus on user-friendly design, UPI can become a strong player in the international space.
Yeah, I agree with all of your points, and I think that UPI is ready to go global. We need some infrastructure development in that particular area. And for the regulatory challenges and currency conversion, we can go for a partnership with the local banks and the government of that country so that we can have a better and a smooth flow of the transactions. So while working on these points, I think that UPI will be ready to go.
So, yeah, I would like to conclude it by saying that considering all the challenges like currency conversion, securities, acceptance by global nations, so I guess the journey has already started. The UPI global expansion journey has already started, and I believe that we are good to go ahead with these current trends in the market. Yeah.
Yeah, so to conclude it, UPI can easily go global by providing easy, low cost payments and with the right support and security measures. So it can overcome any challenges in different countries.
So I hope all the members have given their conclusion thoughts. So thank you, Rohit and Pratik's team. It was a very insightful discussion. Moving to the next group, which is Karthik's team and Tushar's team. Though Karthik is not here right now with us, Swati will be leading the team. So you guys can go on.
Okay, Santoshi, before going ahead, just a small feedback I want to share so that the next group can improve on this. So two things we need to keep in mind while having our group discussion, guys. Do not introduce yourself during GD as it is a general discussion but not a formal speech, and try to conclude within given deadlines. Else, what happens? Many of the times, the entire team will be eliminated during your placement season. So keep in mind those two things, and rest was good with the with this particular GD. Yeah, we can continue, Santoshi.
Yes, so the next team is ready, I guess. You can go.
Hello, can I start? Uh, Hello, my name is Tushar and I'm and me and my team, finance consultant crew, will be starting the discussion on the Trump's tariff, whether it is a good strategy or it is not. So we are in the favor of the motion, and we believe it is a well thought strategy. One of the reason is US is one of the largest economy in the world. Around it contribute around 25 to 30% of the world economy, and it is a tried and tested method of the US also, because in the past it has done the same thing with the China, and it was able to get the gains out of it. Second, second thing is especially related to the strength that the US has, the army capabilities and the diplomatic power, and on the basis of that, according to us, they will be able to make the global system bend. So this is initial thoughts from my side.
That being said, I think our group thinks that it's a self goal, because one, there are a lot of higher costs for American consumers as well. Tariffs being imposed, they increase the import costs, and US companies pass this on to their consumers. And for example, the prices of washing machines and electronics have been spiked up. And other than that, this also causes job losses in some industries. Tariffs, they protected a few jobs, but a lot of them, they cost more jobs overall in sectors that dependent on global supply, such as auto manufacturing.
I agree with Swati that even though increasing tariffs was a bold move by the American economy, this has inflicted more pain on the economy rather than being a smart move. Um, the higher tariff costs have disrupted global supply chains, which has led for higher costs for consumers and businesses. And this strategy have pressured trade partners, but its execution created a more economic pain than a strategic gain.
Hello everyone, this is Aditya from Financial Consulting Crew. I also wanted to add a point on the Trump tariff policy. On the big reason he has brought the tariff was because the US has to refinance its debt. And earlier the government had took the loans at a lower rate of the interest. And but now when he want to refinance it, they have to pay the much more higher interest than the before they have taken. So by adding the tariff, that Trump wanted to increase the income for the government and also reduce the need to the borrow money. And it not just about the trade, but also way to handle the country financial pressure. Over to you, guys.
So I am in the favor of this topic. So it is protecting domestic industries. Trump argued that tariff would protect American industries like steel and aluminum and manufacturing industries by making imported goods more expensive and less competitive. This encourage this can encourage consumers to buy American made products or domestic products, thus boosting production and jobs for domestic industries.
I think I would like to contradict what you just said. Agriculture is one of the biggest industries in any country, and with the tariffs being imposed, there's a study that US farmers took a big hit because of that. China was the largest buyer of US soybeans, and the production and the consumption stopped because of the tariff war. This resulted in US farmers seeing huge losses, and they've also faced bankruptcy. So, yes, that's my stake.
I would like to add
Adding
that
on.
I would like to add that instead of creating leverage, the tariffs have created uncertainty among the global economy. Businesses have delayed their decisions because they fear that there might be a trade war ahead. Stock markets have reacted with volatility, which showed that the global confidence in the US economy has weakened.
Okay, so
Hi.
adding on to what Swati and Siddhi said, prices of everyday items went up because more expensive, because it made the imports more expensive in US as well, in other countries. Sorry, many US businesses have to pay more for the parts they use, and which make it harder to compete also as well. And this also affected the farmers because the other countries added their own tariff there, and the US exports has been dropped because of this, and a lot of farmers have been affected because of this.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, you are.
So, adding on to the Swati's point, like there is a inflation will be notified in the future, and that must be around zero point 0.5. But thinking of just zero point 0.5 with the economy that the America is going with, like $27 trillion, that means it's a huge for that country. And for any small country having that reciprocal traffic of just 50% from what they are imposing on the America is also a bad, because every country is not as huge GDP with that of the America, and they might suffer like going with the Africa or like going with India. Now currently India government has increased the tariff to 18% from the exporters to harness the goodness of the American country. So is it good for that? And that it might also affect that the production of the goods in the our country and the other country than that of America. America might be thinking that they should increase the production, but at the what cost? They are also going to face the diplomatic relationship that they are having good align with others. Will that also be good for the America?
I
I
think it
want to
also
add a point. Okay, you can speak.
I think it was a great move by a President Trump because by making imported goods more expensive, the government gave American companies to reason to invest in a local production. If we take an example of COVID-19 pandemic, countries that depend heavily on use supply chain problems. But if more production happens within the country, it creates stable jobs and also strengthen the economy by reduces dependence on other nations in times of.
So overall, the Trump tariff policy may had been a short-term pain, but the idea was to be protect the local jobs and the foreign dependency and make the US stronger economy in the long term.
I just want to add a point
Hello,
where
guys.
government is supporting farmers. So to soften the blow, the Trump administration introduced multi-billion-dollar bailout packages through the USDA to compensate farmers for their losses. While this offered short-term relief, many farmers expressed concern that they wanted to trade, not aid, preferring stable market over government assistance. So this is where the government is supporting the farmers.
Hello guys, my name is Shivraso. I'm from team finance consulting crew, and they're most importantly, the tariff serve as a powerful leverage in negotiation better trade deals like USMCA and the Phase One agreement with China. They brought attention to long ignored issues like intellectual property theft and the market access barrier. While the other short-term costs, the long-term goals are to strengthen the US economy and the asset trade sovereignty and put American workers first. In that light, the tariffs were not a self-goal, but a smart study spread that the result of the rules of global trade is America always a favor. Um,
I would like to add on the point of the Shivraj that the main target of the tariff is to make the countries sit at the diplomatic table as like previously with the China. Like this is a globalized nation, and we all know that we are connected. But certain nations can leverage their particular parts. Like China has a manufacturing base, and by keeping it currency low, they are getting more out of the USA as because the trade deficit was high. So the main target is to renegotiate the trade terms between the countries, and in which the Trump is quite successful.
Also, adding to Tushar's point, uh, so after this tariff war and everything that happened with China, since there has been a decline in the imports from China, it helped like many other countries, like even India has got benefited from this issue because now since after China, India has become the major exporter for other countries, which had become a benefit. And also uh, this decision mainly was taken because Trump wants to increase the in-house companies and production rather than importing everything. He wants to produce in his own country, and also to because of that it increases operations in the country, and even it reduces the decrease of dependence on outside countries. So that's why I think this is even a smart choice.
Like to partly agree with what the colleague said, as US wanted to increase the enough production, the enough exports and all. But now it is happening that China is not buying or is not a major importer of things from US, and the US government had to give farmers $28 billion just to save them from being broke, because all the inventory no one wanted to buy, as who will want to buy if the tariffs are so high? So I think that this is not a long-term decision, and they have to negotiate the terms for it.
Also, another point to what Anushka said, tariff were not just with the rivals like China, but they also like impacted the relationship with the allies of US. So I feel like they also kind of weakened international partnership and led to trade tension between the countries as well.
Okay, guys, time's up now. So I'll request everyone from the team to give your conclusion thoughts.
Okay, so I'll start. So I feel like tariff didn't really solve the deeper problems, but like improving technology or skills or innovation. But instead, they offered a short-term protection, but they didn't really build a lasting strength on any of the industry or country as such.
I would like to conclude by saying that the Trump's tariffs have hurt the US economy more than that they have helped. It has raised prices for everyday people. It has hurt American farmers and businesses and damaged relationships with other countries as well. Well, the goal here was to protect the American jobs. The plan has completely backfired, and it had created more problems than solutions. Instead of making the economy stronger, the tariffs have made it harder for the American economy to grow and compete.
I agree with Siddhi. Trump's tariffs were meant to strengthen America, but in trying to win the trade war, the US ended up only hurting its own economy, like she just said, especially the consumers, the farmers, and the manufacturers. Keeping these in mind, I think it was a self goal. Thank you.
By imposing tariff, the administration sought to protect domestic industries, create fairer trade agreement, reduce reliance on foreign trade or foreign goods, and challenge unfair practices, especially by China.
So going with like it might be beneficial in the long run, but currently what we have seen in the 1819 also that the amount of the employment they generated is more than the employment they faced unemployment for the country. So Is it good? How can I?
Hello. Hello, I would like to conclude that in the end, the particular policy of the Trump was to make the people sit on the negotiating table, and as we can see that countries like India and China are currently ready to negotiate terms with the Trump. That is a successful strategy by the Trump, and in the medium terms, yes, there will be some effects of the tariff like increase for the U.S. economy, but US have that much deep pocket to counter that. And the third thing, I believe since this will be tariff will be for the shorter term, so it will not affect the long-term relations with the different allies of the EU.
So I would
Conclusion.
like so I would like to conclude that on one hand, like America tried to protect its industries and also bring China into a negotiation table, but also on the other hand, because of all these tariffs, it increased higher costs for the consumers, and also it many farmers have faced many issues, and also it strained relations with their allies. So one thing they have to be deciding, like uh, whether it's just a short term, or how are they using this to achieve any long term goals. So that's what is need to be concluded.
My conclusion is that Trump's tariff policy was a bold gamble. It is a monetary strengthened and US negotiation power and brought attention to real trade issues. And it is a cost, economic, effective, and diplomatic consumer facing and outweighed the benefit. It may have a score some strategic point, but the overall impact that leans more toward a self goal than a long term victory. That's it.
To conclude, the Trump tariff policy has a clear goal to protect the American industries and reduce the trade imbalance and bring the manufacturing back to the US, while it creates some short-term issues like the higher prices, and it also push the country toward the self-reliance and the fair trader deals. And in today's world, where the economic power matter a lot, such the bold step can help the country to become stronger in the long term. Thank you.
So, yeah, thank you for this great, insightful discussion. Thank you for all the team members who have taken part and given their best in this discussion. I would like to announce the winning team and the entertaining speaker and the winning group too. The entertaining speaker was Vaibhav Tiwari, and the winning team was Ignite Crew, and the winning group was Group 2, which was Tushars and Karthik. So, congratulations to all of you.
Congrats, guys.
Thank you, sir. Congratulations to others.
So with this, we have come to the end of the session. I hope everyone had a great time knowing about the two topics which we had a discussion. And all very much congratulations to all the members who have taken part and who have given their insightful thoughts, making it a contribution for everyone to learn from your viewpoint. So we'll wind up with this session, and thank you for joining. And it was a very good fun Friday activity for all of us. Thank you. Have a good day. Bye, guys.
Thank you guys. Bye bye. Happy weekend.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, sir.